Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just want to give a little disclaimer before I start this video. I'm currently sick right now, which explains my voice. If you can hear any raspiness or congestion in my voice, that is because I'm sick. So I just wanted to throw that out there before I made this video. Today was Sunday. I just got home from church not that long ago. Changed some comfy clothes. I just wanted to talk about what we talked about in church today because it really spoke to me. And I haven't made a faith-based video in a while, and I kind of wanted to start bringing them back. This is gonna be so hard. I tweeted this last week. Let me pull it up. Last week I tweeted saying no better feeling than going to church and hearing a message that applies to your current situation. Like, wow, okay God, I see you. I know what to do now. And that's how I felt last week. And I was like, that was an awesome feeling. And then I went into today's service and I was like, whoa, like all over again. Like that's exactly how I felt. And it's just crazy to me how like there can be so many people in the congregation, yet you feel like you're being directly pointed at, and like it's like God's directly talking to you, and it's really cool and kind of scary at the same time. But today's message was about going through hard times. We've all heard of going through hard times. Have faith, like that's what everyone says, have faith, it'll be okay. And it's like we know that, but it's always good to be reminded and given examples of for when times when you just kind of forget about those things, or when you just need reminders. So in today, I'm gonna be rambling all over the place. I don't have anything written down. We are bound to go through tough times as a believer. When the outside world thinks differently, they think that because we're Christian we shouldn't have anything like go wrong with us, but I feel like you are more persecuted. You have more troubles than the average person, I'd say, and that is because your faith is going to be tested. That's why when you are a Christian, more things may seem to happen to you. You may think it's like, what did I do to deserve this? And a lot of times it's not even like that. Okay, sorry about that. I had to switch the scenery up a little bit. As I was saying, as a Christian, I feel like you are going to be, your faith is going to be tested. When you tell God you have faith, he's going to want to test you on that. And I can first-handedly say that that's happened to me. And the point of it is not to destroy you or to cause you harm. You pray for more faith, and that's God's way of giving you more faith, is by putting you through certain situations, knowing that you can trust him for a good outcome. And another thing that was talked about, which is definitely something that I feel like I personally struggle with all the time, is timing. When you think that there's like a certain deadline, like say you're like, okay, by Thursday at 3 p.m. this needs to happen or else. But it's like God's never late. It reminds me of the story of Mary and Martha and how the boy had been dying and they were saying, Jesus, come and heal him. And 4 days later, God showed up after the boy was dead and healed him and brought him back to life. You may think that he's late because he didn't answer your prayer in the certain time span that you wanted him to, but his time is probably better than what you had planned. Another thing that they talked about is how feeling stuck, which is exactly how I feel right now in my life situation. I kind of feel stuck in this place where it's like I can't move left or right or up or down. I feel like any direction I go, nothing's gonna be there for me, nothing's gonna work. Like there's no direction to go. I'm literally just stuck in the middle, nothing's happening. We just feel stuck in this place, and it's like you don't need to feel like that. You just need to know that you did not just you lay me down to sleep prayers asking God to do something. If you want something to happen, you better get on your knees and pray your heart out for that thing to happen. No matter how long it takes, no matter if he doesn't answer it right away, you keep on praying and seeking him diligently until he comes through and until he answers, and then praise him while you're praying for what's going to happen when he does it. You have to thank him in advance for what he's going to do, because that's your faith, showing that you know he's gonna help you, you know he's gonna get you through those trials and tribulations. Just because you're going through trials doesn't mean God is automatically going to just get rid of whatever trial you're going through. It doesn't mean God's just gonna get rid of that problem. He may help you through it. It reminds me of the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, how they were thrown into the furnace. They didn't get out of the furnace, they were still thrown in there, and they made it through. They still went through it. You know what I'm like, that's hard to explain. But they still went to the furnace. They still went there. They didn't get, God didn't just remove them from that situation. He needed to test their full faith, so he had them go through that. They passed the test. They showed faith in God, and God helped them. When you feel stuck and that there's nowhere to move, you just have to keep on pushing, and God will get you to where you need to be. He promised in his word that he would get you there. So you have to believe his promise and know that he's gonna get you through it, no matter what that struggle may be. For example, my cousin, who is literally in her late 20s, early 30s, she's a Christian. She's been a Christian almost her whole life. Like, she loves God so much, and she's been dealt some really crappy cards in life. She's constantly in pain. She's had a lot of problems, and they never could find out why. And just this week they found out that her heart basically was only pumping, or 50% of the blood that needed to be, or something like that. Only like 50% of her heart was working, and she has to have open heart surgery now, which is very scary, obviously. But she is in good spirits because she has faith that God's gonna get her through this, and that she's gonna come out stronger than she was before she even went into these troubles. So that's the kind of, we need to have childlike faith. We need to have faith like that God's gonna get us through. There's so many other stories I could tell you. Give one more example. This one goes back a very long time ago. Back when I lived in Michigan, which was a very long time ago, I was a little kid actually, and my dad was a pastor at the time, and there was a couple who went to our church, and they had a little girl, and she was just born, and as soon as she was born, she had a brain tumor, and obviously her parents were devastated, and they called my dad and asked him to come to the hospital to pray for her. And because my dad and her parents had so much faith that she was gonna be okay. I'm not even lying here, guys. Like, this is a true story. I have so many people that can vouch for it, and I'm not just gonna say it's a coincidence, because this doesn't happen. But a few days after that, after my dad had prayed for this little girl, tested that little girl's brain again to see if the tumor had grown or anything, and they were in shock because the tumor was gone. There was no tumor left, and that doesn't just happen. A brain tumor like that doesn't just go away in a couple days. That was God right there, and it was because they had faith that she was going to be okay. Like, they had that childlike faith that she was going to be okay, and she was. A lot of people today say they have faith, but when a hard time comes their way, they don't really. They get scared, and obviously we're not perfect. We're gonna worry when troubles come our way. Say we have faith, but we don't really act out. We don't really show that we do. So my message here today is basically to just tell you that keep having faith. I know you're probably in a hard time, and you've been going through some hard times, because I know I have. I've been going through hard times for a long time, and it seems like nothing's getting solved. I don't know which way to turn, but I do know that no matter how many times I doubt, I have that doubt in the back of my mind that nothing's gonna work out, I quickly turn that over to God, because all your thoughts should be turned to God too. And I quickly turn that on, and I'm like, I'm sorry, God. I know this is all in your hands, and I just have to wait on you and know that you're gonna get me through this no matter how long it takes. If I have to be this way for years, that's okay, because I know it'll all be worth it. Instead of listening to my flesh and doing what I think is best, I'm gonna wait and listen to hear from you, to know what I need to do. And I'm going to thank him in the meantime. I'm going to flourish in my relationship with him in the meantime, knowing that I'm going through trials and tribulations. I'm not going to turn my back on him, because this is a test, and I need to keep on going. I need to fight the good fight of faith. And that's what any believer should do. You shouldn't be discouraged. Don't give up. If you're going through, no trouble or no trial is too big or too small for God. No matter what it is, he can take care of it. And everything happens for a reason. It may not work out how you want it to work out, but that doesn't mean that it's not been resolved by God. That was my little message for you today. I just wanted to touch on that because it really touched me today, and I needed to share it somewhere. And I've been really bored because I've been sick all week, so I've just been laying in bed, so I thought I needed to talk to you guys. If you enjoyed this, I'm sorry if it was really rambly and if my voice threw you off a little bit. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this, and just keep on fighting the good fight of faith. And you will get through whatever you're going through, I promise. Just hang in there. I will probably be posting a video this Friday or Saturday, as long as I'm feeling better. Alright, have a good day, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye!